Good morning everyone, I hope you're ready for today's workout. You're going to need whatever weight you've got, some lightweight and some slightly heavier weight if you've got it as well. Let's get started with the warm-up. So the first part of the warm-up is to run a timer for 2 minutes, and in that 2 minutes you keep doing 5 star jumps, 5 squats and 5 Y to W's. Now that is probably the one that you haven't seen before, so once these squats are done I'll talk to you about those. So if you've done a lot of my other classes, you might have done something like this with me before. Basically you lay face down on the floor with your nose just off the floor. You reach your arms up into a Y shape and then pull your elbows down into a W shape. And I want you to really focus on the squeezing of the shoulder blades. So you reach high and then you squeeze back and down. You're going to have plenty of time to practice that now while we're warming up, so just keep going through these exercises as quickly as you can. Keep this a small movement, don't raise yourself off the floor too high, and really try to feel that squeeze in between the shoulder blades. That's part 1 of the warm-up done, so moving on to part 2, we're going to do 2 each side, starting with our side plank twists. So you stay on one elbow and you reach under your armpit and then up to the ceiling, and then you change side for 2 each side. Then once you're up, we're going to go on to our lunge with twist. If I step forward with my left leg, I'm going to twist over my left leg, and likewise with my right. So you twist towards the leg you're stepping forwards with. 2 of those each side as well. And lastly, our single leg deadlifts, focusing on keeping the back neutral and keeping minimal bend in the knee. So these are like your stiff-legged deadlifts, 2 each side and then swap. This one is extra important because it's going to help us warm the hamstrings and the back, which is crucial for our kettlebell work. So you've got some more time now just to keep working through these. Make sure you get as much done in your 2 minutes as possible, and then we'll start the workout. Okay guys, so our first exercise is a single leg squat. We're going to spend the whole round doing just one leg, so don't change leg. You can have some weight as well to add challenge, but also to counterbalance you to help you get a little bit lower. Bear in mind, some of you will squat lower than me, so go just as low as you can, keep your knee over the middle of your foot. If you find you're losing balance, you can lightly touch your foot down to the floor. Aim to only do this with the tiptoes or the heel if possible, so that you keep your force being pushed through just one leg. Moving on to some upper body now, we're going to go for press ups. You're going to start with one hand at armpit level, one hand at shoulder level, and swap every 2 push ups. You can do this on your knees if you need to. Moving on now to our single leg squat on the other side. You notice on this side I'm a lot less stable, so I use my supporting leg just to correct me when I'm losing balance, but I'm still trying to keep most of the effort being done on my left leg. Going for some core work now, we're going to hold our plank position and slowly rock the hips from side to side. Go as low to each side as you can under control, just to spread the effort from your abs to your obliques. Going now on to some back and shoulder work, good for our posture and our desk habits. We're going for our bent over T's to Y's, so we're going to do a rear fly, bring the arms up into a T shape and then raise up into a Y shape. Keep the movement controlled and try to keep a little bit of a squeeze in the shoulder blades to keep the upper back muscles working as well. So last one before we have a break, we're going for our alternating lunges. Again, I've gone for a heavier weight here. Just step out and then drive back and alternate legs each time. Keep your step rate quite quick on this one to get the heart rate up. Okay guys, good work. We've got 30 seconds break now, and then we'll get started with round 2. Listen out for the beeps and be ready. Ten seconds to go now guys, and we're starting with round 2. Back to the first leg we did for our single leg squats. And now we're moving on to those switch press ups. 2 press ups with one hand position and then 2 press ups with the other. And back to the other leg of our single leg squats. See how low you can get with good form. And now it's time for our plank twists again. Good job guys, back to our bent over T's to Y's. Keep those shoulder blades squeezed and keep the movement controlled. Last one for this circuit is those alternating lunges again. Well done guys, that's round 2 done. We've got one more round of each exercise. Listen out for those beeps and give it everything you've got. Well done guys, that's our workout done for today. Have a little time now just to bring your breathing back under control, and then we'll start with our stretches. I'm going to use some of my old cool down footage just because the weather has changed and I can't really film some stretches in the mud in the garden. So you may have seen these stretches before, but just move through them and bring your heart rate down. Bring yourself down to a nice relaxed state. We're going to start with our overhead tricep stretch, seeing as we've done a lot of pressing today. So reach the arm over the head, bend the elbow, and then pull it across with the other arm, stretching the tricep. And change side, go for stretching the other tricep. And we're going to move into our pigeon stretch now. In your press up position, bring one leg across and then drop your hips down to the floor. Should feel that stretch in your glutes. And change side. Now bringing yourself up into a kneeling position, stretching the hip flexors and pulling the leg behind to stretch the quads as well. If you find this difficult to balance, you can always hold on to something, or you can just leave the foot on the floor and you'll still get a good stretch in the hips. And change over to the other side. Nice work guys, we are done for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and let us hope the weather improves again soon.